a desperate need of a plan. It's the work of one little man. I'm fading out from the story. Am I a passionate man? I'm fading out from the story. Am I a passionate man? Hanging on to the glory. Day by day if I can.
Hey everyone, I'm here. Just give me a second. This is not working. Can everyone at least hear me? I know the screen's probably black. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Hey everyone. Sorry about that. For some reason when the video stopped, it just had a black screen. And I saw a comment a while ago I wanted to respond to. Yes, this one, Bugs Tussle. It has been a very long week, such a long week. So much has been happening. I'm so happy to see you all here. We're going to be doing some mapping tonight, but there's some stuff I want to talk about too, because as we speak, there's even more drama. If most of you know Nana for Life. Nana for Life is a local who has been doing so much for the Samoans case in this area from day one. She's been, I can't see you or I've gone blind. I'm getting distracted by comments tonight. Nana has been doing so much, and there we go. And she never really was on. Yes, there's more drama. She's never really been on panels. She has been in the background. She knows all the locals. She's been talking to locals. She's been knocking on doors of people I would not knock on doors to get answers for summer. She talks to people. She talks to the sheriffs, law enforcement. She puts out flyers every single week. She works her tail off for summer. And she decided, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, I've got a community post up where she was in, she decided to join Janky's Live. Janky's, rumor has it, not a huge channel, but she covers rumors. And so I don't usually participate in channels that cover rumors, but Janky's does it in a not mean way all the time. I'm not gonna say most of the time because she's a nice person. And so I do like hanging out there sometimes. I haven't done lives. I haven't done panels in a while now because we've been so busy. I'm neck deep in, I'll be honest with you guys, I've been in the Van Hill case, the Van Hill search, hard. And it's been very stressful, very time consuming. Haven't had time to do as many lives with you guys. And I love doing lives with you all because our community is amazing. Hey, Ellie, I'm so happy you're here. I'm tired a lot of times and I don't want to do a live, and then I come on live and you all just kind of reinvigorate me. I feel more energy when I talk to you all in person like this. So I love doing videos, but lives are, they're hard to do, but once you do them, once you start doing them and you all interacting with you all, it's amazing. And it brings the energy back. Going to other panels, going to other channels. I hate the drama, and I hate any drama. But went on Jenkins because Nana texted me. I can't remember. Was that last night, you guys who were on Jenkins? I would not. Last night or the night before. I'm losing track of time this week because I've been putting together that Van Hill documentary, and I just finished it. I'm having it reviewed by my person I've been talking to make sure it's okay to put out there. And I'm exhausted and I'm losing track of time. So anyway, Nana had texted me when I was in the middle of all of this, and she's like, I'm going on Jenkins. No, she said, do you want to go watch Jenkins tonight? And I'm like, I'll take a break and watch Jenkins live. And then like 10 minutes before the live, oh, hey, Nana, I'm so happy you're here. 10 minutes before the live, Nana is like, okay, here's the link to StreamYard. And I'm like, whoa, wait, you're going on panel? Like, Nana never goes on panel, ever. She just stays in the background. She's quiet. She has a ton of information, but she usually will correct people in chat, but she won't go on panels. She doesn't do that. And so when she sent me the link, I'm like, wait a second. You're going on panel? You're going up on panel on a live? She's like, yep. And it was Summer's birthday. There we go. The 4th. So it was 2 days ago. And I'm like, for you, Nana, I haven't been on a live for so long. For you, absolutely 100%. I will be there for you. I'll support you. She was nervous. When you're not on panels all the time, you're nervous. I mean, it's hard to have everyone watching you like this, and it takes a lot of getting used to if you don't do it all the time. She was nervous, and she was definitely not sure how she would handle herself. And so I'm like, I'll be there to support you. I will be up on panels. So join that panel that night. I think it was a 3-hour live. If you guys haven't watched it, I recommend watching it. I agree. Interacting is very good. I recommend watching it. Probably go toward the middle. Nana in that live corrected a lot of information, and there's someone right now who's live who's actually attacking Nana, and I watched like 5 seconds of it, honestly, and it's just attacking her for actually being friends with the Wells at one point, changing her mind, and then I don't really understand what she was saying. She was just attacking Nana, and so I wanted to start out tonight making it very clear that Nana's one of those rare types of people. Many of you are this type of rare person as well, where you will focus on what's important. And in her case, Summer, supporting Summer. And when new information comes out, when something new comes out that educates her about where she stands on a matter, she will correct her understanding, and she will publicly say that. She will change her mind. People who never change their mind, people who stay focused on, all right, this person's guilty, this person's innocent, and I don't care what you put in front of me that shows evidence that maybe makes that less likely or more likely. I don't care. I'm going to block that out of my mind, and I'm not going to change my mind. Well, Nana's not that type of person. The people attacking her, the person attacking her tonight, is very much that kind of person. Nana's not. And Nana, when she got information about the Wells, she made this very clear in that live. When she got information about the Wells that was solid and it was documented and it gave her information, more information, she changed her mind. And to me, when you see someone doing that, especially in this community, especially the Summer Wells community, when you see someone who takes new information and will go from a XYZ supporter to no longer supporting because there's hard evidence, that's a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of emotional maturity. And it's just a sign of an amazing person who can stay connected to the truth and can follow the truth. And that's why I love this community, because when I hear from most of you, you are interested in the facts. You're interested in the facts, not the drama, not the BS, not the sticking with a clique or a cult and following one mindset. If someone gave me a document tomorrow that showed someone I have said in the past is possibly not guilty or not high up in the suspect list, I would change my mind. That's what you need to do. You have to be flexible. And Nana doesn't deserve anyone attacking her because she is one of the few people with boots on the ground in this area working her tail off for summer to raise awareness every single week out in the snow. I didn't even go out and help her on the 4th, you guys. I was too busy with work and other stuff. I was not even out there. Chillbilly and Nana, and I think possibly some others, I think Wild Bill, everyone knows, helped her out in the rain and the slush. It was rain and snow that day. It was terrible weather. And I was shocked she was doing that in that weather, but she didn't care. She went out there, put up all new flyers, four or 500 flyers handed out. And one person, the who she put up in the, she put a picture up of the Exxon gas station, the clerk who gave her information about Candace being there that day. That's the person. And that's the person. Nana went during that day and actually gave her, I think, 100 flyers. And that woman took the 100 flyers and said, I'm going on vacation in DC and I'm going to distribute Summer Wells flyers, 100 Summer Wells flyers across Washington, DC. Like the spread of that, that's amazing. That is from Nana deciding to print out flyers, giving that to this person, and 100 Summer Wells flyers is going to end up distributed in Washington, D.C. That is the coolest thing ever amongst the other 400 flyers they sent out. So I don't care what anyone out there thinks they can say about Nana. She's a rock, and we all support her. We all stand with Nana. I'm sorry. So say what you want. She's got an army around her. Anyone who supports Summer in that type of way has an army around her. And I will always stand up for that woman. I will always stand up for a lot of people in this community, especially a lot of people in this local community here in the Tri-Cities who are standing up for Summer. I will always come on live. I will go on a panel with them. I will always support anyone around here who's willing to do that much for a little girl who disappeared 4 years ago, and a lot of people are forgetting about her, and we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. So thank you, Nana. I vented. I will, if you feel like you want to come up and talk a little bit, Nana, before we get into the mapping stuff, happy to. We might end up going into a few hours. I don't typically do a several hour live, so but if you want to, let me know and we can chat a little bit. This is a very safe space compared to other channels. I've blocked like 100% of the nitpickers, as you call them. So happy to I'm happy to chat with you. And actually, I think it might be worthwhile because people are attacking you, and I think you have a right to talk. Let me if you're open to it, let me know if you're not. But I'm gonna get the link here real quick. I just dawned on me that it's actually a good thing to just us to chat real quick about that. You had people? There we go. Copied. Come on up, Nana. Let's have a chat. If you want, you don't have to. But I'd love to just talk to you for a little bit and respond to some of the things that have been said tonight. And language filters here are our audience, our people are very language sensitive, so we have to be careful about that. She vented, you guys, in Jenkies the other night, man. She was 4.5 years of venting, and she deserved it. She needed to, because there's so much misinformation that had been put out. So much, and she's sitting there, she was saying she's sitting there in chat. I can feel this so much because this happens to me too. Hearing either the creator or someone on panel saying something that's blatantly false about a local or a group of locals or some fact about the case, and you have evidence is not true, and that it just these rumors and lies get spread so easily online. So anyway, let me know, Nana, if you want to talk. The link's right there in the chat too. Otherwise, what I wanted to do tonight, I'm working. Again, I have a hard time going, oh, I did want to, oh, no, wait, first, we got to cover this. My friend Vernon Shirts is in chat here, and there's some news that came out. I just saw it a few minutes ago. There was someone found. Let me find his Facebook link because I do need to share my friend's post, my friend Vern's post, because this is, there we go. Let's share that page here. Please do come up, Nana. Please. Share screen. No, I see if that is that up. Oh God, I just had the other. Ugh. Just had a tab up of someone else's face came up and blew my eyes out. Okay, so after a year of searching, Mary Lou Combs has been found, and she's finally going home. Thanks to Flagler County Sheriff Scalia and an independent team run by Vernon Schertz and recon diver, she will finally rest in bliss. There are so many others that helped with this in the last few weeks that I'm not able to list them all. This has brought up a whirlwind of emotions, but it's all I've ever wanted. Thank you to everyone that helped with this for 22 years. God is so good. Love you, Mama, and can't wait to meet you there. And I've been watching Vern covering this case. This is such good news, and I'm happy for you, Vern, too. She went missing in 2003. That's a cold case, you guys. That's a cold case. That is not common. That is so hard to solve a cold case, and the fact that that got solved, unbelievable. Kudos to you, Vern, recon diver, Flagler County Sheriff Scalia. I love it. I love these stories when families get answers. It's such a good feeling when families get answers. Is Nana too nervous? I'm looking for chat to see if she's too nervous. And it's okay if you're too nervous too. There are several grown men missing in this one county. The law enforcement look for them and can't find them. So sad. Which county? In the county of where Mary Lou Combs went missing, or Vern's work, man, he's like one of these guys that he doesn't have a YouTube channel, and he's so focused on building the technology, and he has sonar boat. He has his he uses aerial drones that now has infrared. I took my first guidance. He's my mentor. I'll be honest with you. I get so much information and help from Vern on technology. Being an electrical engineer, I love the technology side of searching, and he has helped so much. Hopefully he'll help me continue the build of my own sonar boat, because that's a huge one right there I want to get through. He's already sent me some information. So she said she's coming. Just give her a minute. Awesome. Thank you. She's probably putting her makeup on like Jen does. That's mean. I should be nice. Women need their makeup. This and while she's getting ready to come up, you guys, the other thing that's been hard with the Samuel Wells case is the research. Everyone's felt it. Like the Van Hill search happened, and then it was dead, and then every channel's like scrounging and digging for something to cover in the case, and it's been really hard for us because, number one, the weather, the being able to go outside and search has completely come to a halt. The weather is at the point now where you just can't go out there and search. It's not safe. It's not good to be out there right now at extended periods. And plus, with a layer of snow, it's much more difficult. And so it's been a lot of offline research and interviews with people on the phone, which has helped with the Van Hill side of things, because I've been having a lot of conversations, and we're at the point now where I believe we have enough information to put out and help the community put things to rest, and understand what happened around that whole scenario. I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy to be able to bring the community enough information so people can stop. People have been worrying and waiting and on like pins and needles, and friends of the Hill family are like, you know, when someone is under scrutiny and under a federal search, because the FBI was there, that's nerve-wracking for a family, and it's nerve-wracking for every family who knows that family. Hey Nana, yay. You're muted. Am I mute? Did I mute? No. Okay, I
No,
mute.
that was me.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. And I
Good.
wasn't expect this was totally unplanned. Thank you for being willing to come up. I and I wasn't going to do this until I saw that that someone in particular who I'm sure you know who I'm talking about was like laying into you tonight, and I don't know the details of what she was saying other than you're wrapped up with the people who are friends with the Wells,
Yeah,
and apparently that makes you a bad person.
yeah. She says that I listened to a little bit of it, and I don't do drugs. So let me go ahead and say that. Um, I do enjoy my skills, but that's the extent of it. I don't even drink. So she's saying I do drugs because I'm friends with Dawn and Candace. No, I don't.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway,
You
but
know,
I wish I'd never done that live. Um, even though a lot of people enjoyed it and stuff, but I was so aggravated because I had been out in the snow
yeah,
hanging flyers, you know, and I just wish I'd never done it. But I did, and I own everything I said.
I can't
But
think of anything you said that wasn't true.
oh, everything I said was true.
Yeah, I agree with Rock and Robin. I think you did great. Yes, you absolutely vented in a way that, I mean, yeah, you laid down some F bombs, but I mean, it's 4.5 years of frustration. You have every right to just. Do you know how many lives you probably watch listening to other people lay down F bombs and laying
Oh
out
yeah, and
false
trashing
information?
me and my
Yeah.
friends. You know, it's like we haven't done anything wrong, guys. Get over yourself.
Yeah. I heard her when I was in there for like 5 to 10 minutes. I heard something about being in a group connected to the Wells and all the bad stuff you've done. And I can't think of any bad thing that, especially you, have done ever. So for someone to say that, I don't understand because all you've ever done that I know of is the flyers, the vigils, the Christmas tree for the missing
Summer's
children.
Day,
What's
purple
bad about what?
tents.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'm not going to listen to somebody bash me. That's what I said the other night. So if you're doing it to hurt me, it's not going to hurt me because I'm not going to listen to it.
I know that the circle of friends have been under similar attack and all. I mean, you know, like Chasing's always live, so she's used to it. She gets I even when I remember when I was first people saw me communicating with her, being friendly with her. They told me that a bunch of like don't talk to Chasing. Back in the day there was a whole bunch of, and I don't even know the facts. I don't know what back in the day because I don't care what people did 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years ago. I care about what they're doing right now for summer. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why
I
people
love
feel
chasing. I
like
think
that.
she's awesome.
I do too.
I love chasing. I love Gavel, Krama Mama. I mean, we've done good stuff for summer.
A lot of good
And I
stuff.
think that's what makes people the angriest is that we have done good stuff. I don't think they understand that we're capable of changing our mind about people and about how we feel about things. Like there's, if you had just taken what Ziggy and Fred had said about Crazy Bill, you would think he was horrible.
I did. I did. I was scared.
Yeah, and and he's not like what they said. Now
Nope.
he may have a past, but we all have a past. But he's never been anything but very kind to me and super helpful with the flyers for summer. And that's what I care about.
And that says so much about him too, that he would
Yeah.
go to that extent to help with the flyers. Anyone who helps with Summerwell's flyers.
So I guess she says that I'm a bad person because I like Crazy Bill. Whatever. I love him. I think he's great.
I'll say, well, I haven't met him yet in person. I only have heard from you, Chillbilly, and others who have talked to him. I'm not scared of him anymore based on what you guys have told me. So I'm happy to meet him anytime. As a matter of fact, I really want to meet him now, to be honest with you.
I'll take you down there if you want to go sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah. I guess
I,
she was saying something too that I couldn't tell about if how did I know the concrete, something about the little church. It's like, really?
so I was in a debate with someone who I actually like, who's a really good researcher of mine, and I was debating her because, as you know, we were there, and I was looking at the floor, the concrete floor. It's a slab. Um,
Hmm.
there's no way there's a basement under there,
Nope.
but maybe we'll show them. Maybe we'll go there and show every inch of the slab. What do you think?
We can definitely do it.
Yeah.
The pastor's super nice and very welcoming. So we could definitely do it.
Who is it? Are you okay with mentioning the name of the pastor? Because I don't know who that is.
Honestly, I can't remember his name. Is Ellie still in here?
Yes, she is.
Okay, she may remember his name.
And Ellie, it's like, what is she calling all locals bad people, or just the people who are local and interested in summer? Like, why? Why the hate? Why the hate?
I
I
don't
don't get
know.
it.
I mean, in my opinion, it's ridiculous. Um,
Vern.
what?
Vern said his past is squeaky clean here, and he also has swampland in Southern Florida. Yeah, whose past is squeaky clean, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've never been in trouble other than speeding tickets. So,
I've had, yeah, same. I've had so many
yeah,
speeding tickets though. That's my weak spot.
yeah. So I don't know. She thinks I have a past and I'm a bad person. Well, think that if you want to. Your opinion of me does not matter.
I If there was a reason, like, I'm such a black and white person, and for someone to be a bad person to me, if I meet someone, especially Jen, if she meets someone, it's like, yeah, they could be a bad person. They could have a bad past. The moment we met you, it's like, how in the world can anyone look at you and be like, that's a bad person? Especially given all of the things, the positive things that you're doing for summer and the community and bringing people together in the community. I just don't understand that mentality of calling someone who's clearly not a bad person, trying to convince people that they're a bad person. Like, to me, that's just, if it's unintentional, then it's a sign of just some kind of weird narcissistic mental illness tendency. If it's, if it's, did I say intentional? If it's not intentional, I forgot where I was going with that. It doesn't make sense to me, basically. I don't get it. Unless, actually, if it's intentional, then it's just targeted because she doesn't like the truth that you share. You're saying things that she doesn't want to believe. Hence, you're a bad person because you've got information that may change her mind if she actually let herself change her mind. But people that don't want to change their mind, they will not, they'll go after the messenger.
Hmm.
And she's going after the messenger in this case, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I'm sorry she's upset. And I haven't accused Fred of doing anything. he's very suspicious to me because of the way the two of them have handled themselves on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have not hidden the fact that I think changing stories is suspicious, but I'm also sometimes one of the, believe it or not, you can't say that Fred is guilty of anything because there's no evidence right now of him being guilty of anything. So would he be on a personal list of someone who could be? Maybe, but like so can 20 other people potentially in the community who are connected to that area. And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't think that's saying he's absolutely guilty of anything.
No,
And
I mean she flat out called Papaw out and accused Papaw of taking Summer.
your papa,
Yeah,
how how does that work? What kind of evidence?
uh, Fred said.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah,
How many people has he accused of taking Summer though by this point?
um, yeah, but in what's not, I don't know. I'll have to ask him again. But Miss Glenda and Steve, and I'm pretty sure Papa didn't even know Summer lived there. They thought they just had boys.
Oh, Wild Bill is Papa. I thought it was. I thought when you say Papa, it's your father.
Oh no, no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Thank you,
Wild
Duke.
Bill.
She's like, Dukes is like Ryan's not following.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and she said that because I did ask Jinkies to put the live on private or whatever it's called.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I did. Yeah, I
okay.
did. Just because I was so mad and I was dropping F bombs and I didn't say GODDAMN. I said GOT. But it sounds like I was saying God. But that's not
Yep.
what I said,
No, yeah.
but whatever.
Well, that is something that's an easy target if you are from around here because I made the mistake of saying those two words when I was on a search once, and a spike. I was in a mess of weeds with thorns about that long, and I got stuck in the side of my face or my neck with one of them, and I just shouted it. I shouted those two words, and I heard about that for the next month. I had some locals say I can't follow you. I can't watch your videos if you use those words. So if she can convince people locally that you've used those words, that's like a
Yeah,
ace in the hole, you know.
yeah. But I do love summer. I'm here for summer, regardless of what they say. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not here to prove anyone's innocence or guilt. I'm here for summer. That's it.
If you were, you wouldn't have changed your mind. You would have stayed stuck on them being innocent. You know what I mean?
Right.
The fact that you changed your mind proves what your priority is. Anyone who doubts that, I don't understand. I just
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah. You're right, Ellie. They have accused you, Bill, Cotton, Andy, Jody Sue, Dawn, Candace. They've accused so many people, and there's no proof that anybody did anything.
I don't I don't get it. I don't get it. I even if they were I wonder if it would be different if they were local. If these YouTubers that attack like this, I wonder if they would act different if they were actually here and met people in person and actually, you know what I mean, took the time to meet people rather than
Hmm.
some Google search on the person or whatever documents they bring up about them. Because when you meet people, it's amazing. It changes your whole perspective on them. They might have had some kind of charges from 10 years ago, but then you talk to them and you discover that they've had a change in their lives and they learned a lot and they grew and now they're a different person. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, like Crazy Bill, he's clean and been clean for 3 years, and he started an AA meeting in Beach Creek. In Beach Creek,
Yeah.
every Sunday night at 4 o'clock, he has an AA meeting.
Yeah.
But they want to run him down and act like he's this horrible person that's done all these things, and I'm a bad person because I like him. That's
Yep.
silly.
Yep. You dare to like someone who made a wrong choice years in the past. How
Yeah,
dare you?
yeah, that's silly.
How dare you not judge people based on the
Yeah.
past?
And I agree, Dix. I'm so proud of him. He has done so good.
You
And
know, and
and
they're
he's around people that are still doing drugs and
right.
he's still not doing it,
Yep. Yep.
which is crazy.
Hmm. One woman I met, one of the families we interviewed, I'm not going to say who she is or the family, but she had gotten off of some of the worst drugs. And we had her years ago. Like maybe I think she was clean for about 4 or 5 years. And we had her over because we wanted to talk about one of the cases we were trying to learn more about. And we had her on the deck and we were having lunch. And she flat out told us, she's like, I've been clean 4 or 5 years, but it's work every single day. It's work
Hmm.
every single day. And I respect her so much for being so honest about that. Like a lot of people could just try to cover it up and not be honest about their past, afraid that people will judge them like people do. And, to be the kind of person I think that doesn't judge people based on their past and give them a chance to change their lives and be a different person, I think requires a certain amount of grace.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Some of the most amazing people in the world had a bad past and they
Hmm.
have accomplished amazing things after. So I would never judge anyone based on something they've done years ago.
Absolutely not. Because again, most people have a past and
Right.
it's typically not good.
Yep.
So anyway,
So
but
it's private. So it's private now, huh?
yes, it
You
is.
didn't want that to stay up.
No, I didn't. Because I was so angry because we had been out and it was Summer's birthday and I cried all day. Um, and it was cold and we were putting up those signs and, you know, I was very emotional and I did say a lot of bad words and I don't want to do that.
I mean, yeah, it was good for you to get it out, but I guess I understand, to just not prolong any more drama, to take it down and
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. And I'm
well,
sure there'll be a lot of people that, I've expected it, and I said, go ahead, take your shots. It's not going to hurt me because I'm not going to listen to it. And I'm
yeah.
not. Um,
Yeah, I don't know, Joyce. I'll be honest. We have people who have joined us through the years on so many different topics. So maybe a lot of them are here from the summer community, but we've got people from so many missing cases and disasters and honestly hiking and all the stuff we do. So we welcome all of our tribe. Happy to have everyone here. Um, and Nana, I guess I'll just tell you that you ever need you ever need anything, anything comes up, if you need help locally with anything that's done for summer. Um, actually, when is the not the vigil, but you guys sometimes do another event, and my mind is blank at this
Summer's
point.
Day.
Summer's Day, when is that?
Well, I'm thinking about changing it because I've always done it on June the 15th, um, which is the day, that she disappeared.
Yeah,
But I'm thinking this year that we're going to change it, and do it. I think it's May the 25th. That's the National Missing Persons Day
yeah,
because it's not, in that way we can celebrate all the children and not just summer, which we've always celebrated all the children anyway.
yeah. I think
Um,
that's smart.
and some people, have had bad feelings about Summer's Day because it was, the worst day of her life,
Right.
being taken from her parents,
Yeah.
and we shouldn't be celebrating it. So anyway, I don't know. We're talking about it. That's kind of my thoughts right now, is moving it and doing it on that day and having the purple tent and everything like we do. And TT will be doing the purple tent, which she does amazing with.
Yes, she does.
And it's just a beautiful time to celebrate those children and bring, and I don't know that celebrate's the correct word, but
I think bring
bring
awareness.
awareness. Yeah,
Yeah,
bring awareness. Yeah, bring
to all those
awareness.
cases.
Mm-hmm.
You did say I'll. There was something you said, Nana, and I don't know why, but it's kept me awake at night. In that, not in the f bombs or any of that stuff. There was a comment you made, and I feel bad because I discouraged you, where you said you didn't know what drove you. You know what, you didn't know why you love summer so much and what drives you to do this. And I was like, I don't think you should cover other cases because it's so emotionally draining. And I can see what you go through. Like when we're in person, even when you're just talking about the case, sometimes you'll just randomly break down, and that's how much emotion you have for her case. And so I discouraged you to expand and maybe even talk to other families, other cases. And I think I take that back. I think I take that back because I think the best family advocates are the ones that don't treat families like they're just another case. Like their child, they act like that child could be their own. I I was thinking about it since that live, and I'm like, you would probably be one of the most powerful, amazing, unstoppable family advocates for missing persons families. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you mentioned that because um, I've almost retired.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm 62, so it's time to,
You're
but
close.
I don't want to just sit at home and do nothing. You know what I mean? And I have a passion for missing children.
Right.
I mean, I really do.
You would be so amazing at it, Nana. You would be so amazing at it, I think.
But I mean, it's really hard for me because, I have put so much into summer. I mean, I really have.
Yeah.
So I'm just praying that this year we find out where Summer is and she gets her justice.
Yeah. Me too.
And, I have helped a little bit with Layla and Haul in, but not much, because I'm just really focusing on Summer for the most part. So I don't think you need to take that back.
Yeah. I was just imagining you talking to Jennifer and Opie and their whole team, and I don't know, you would be a powerhouse for them. Um, it would be, I think it would be a really amazing thing because they get down, you know what I mean? And they're like they get in those bottom places that you know very well in this case, and having someone who just understands the the struggle and how it can stretch out for this long and how to get you've gotten through it. You are like this child is practically your own at this point. The
Yeah.
emotion you have in it, and I think even though you haven't lost a child, I think going through this case and how hard this case has been is just it I feel like you have a lot of insight, and you know what to do, and you know who to talk to, and you have law enforcement contacts. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm happy to help, and I think once I retire completely,
yeah,
um, that you know, I will have more time that I could focus on
yep. I think you should in retirement. I think it'd be amazing. It will keep you busy, at least.
it. Yeah, I would. And and I thank Jill Billy so much because I have a really bad knee. I've got to have knee replacement. And my knee was killing me on Summer's birthday.
Oh yeah,
And thank God Chill Billy was there and he got out and I just basically drove him around and took the pictures for the most part. So, because it's just so hard with my knee, and I know that sounds silly, um, to get out of the car, especially when I'm by myself, to get out of the car, get your flyers, and then climb, because sometimes you got to climb up a hill,
yeah.
or wherever to hang the flyers. So I'm just glad that Chill Billy was able to go with me and
You
help
know
me. It
what?
was great.
When my dad years ago fell off a roof when he was doing maintenance work, it
Oh
broke.
no.
He broke like I don't know every joint you could think of, hips, knees. He's got every single e- everything's fake in his body, and he's a very very godly person, very very faithful. He's always told me that he accepts every ounce of pain in his life because to him it's sort of like an offering. If you suffer in this life, you're sort of like offering up you're sacrificing. It's a sacrifice. You were out there in the snow and the rain, suffering through the pain of your knees. Regardless, you still went out and did it. So it's sort of like that's an offering you're giving up for the sake of someone else, in this case, Summer. So I think it was amazing for you to do that, even though you were in pain.
Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure because when I was driving around, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, I want to do something for Summer, but I want it to be just about Summer,
Yeah.
you know? And it was just like 500 flyers. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. But I ended, we're going to do it through the whole month, but I was able to get people to take the flyers and to commit to hanging them with me. And it was such a beautiful day,
That's awesome.
even though it was raining and snowing. And I just saw Ellie's comment that, yeah, you either climb up a hill or down a
Yeah.
bank or stand on the ledge, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So, and then for Dawn to take the ones down is just, oh,
Mm.
and it hurts me for Summer, not for me. It doesn't matter about me. It's for Summer.
That's the thing. It's sacrificing for a greater good. It is amazing.
Exactly.
It is amazing, Dukes. To me, that whole story you told Nana about that she's going to DC, and those flyers are going to be like all the tourists in DC are going to see her face. That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it is. And it's so funny. She did this the last time she went on vacation too, and she put the flyers all over her car. So when she goes on vacation, flyers are all over her car, and she puts them everywhere she goes. So
Yeah.
I just think it's amazing that, and she's like myself. She's nothing, basically nothing to Summer.
Yeah.
She's the little lady at the gas station.
I know. It's so cool. It's so cool. And I didn't know that about her. I didn't know that I knew she was the one you spoke with, but I didn't know that she was so invested too. And she did things like that. That is
Oh,
next
she,
time
yeah,
I'm there,
she
I'm gonna thank
loved,
you. Oh my gosh.
yeah, she loves Summer. And I
Yeah.
can't remember what Summer called her. It's a cute little name. I mean, and she will tell you about Summer when Summer would come in the store. And that's why I love her
Oh,
is, yeah, is because she really knew Summer and they had a little friendship, because everybody at the store you go to get your cigarettes and gas know more about you than most people do.
right. Yeah, it's true. Yep.
And I mean, she can tell you great little stories about Summer. And when she does, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you really knew her. So,
I I do want to respond. That was a kind comment, Rosemary, and we have a lot of followers who think highly of us. We are nothing special. I I love it that you guys care about what we do and that we are trying to go out there. I mean, we started off, in my opinion, the most naive people ever. We were just going in the woods and hoping we would find something. And then we realized, oh, wow, it's not that easy. You need maybe a drone or maybe a dog. And so then we came across people that were local who were doing some of the real work, some of the like Nana and others in the community, other searchers who have been doing this for a long time and don't make videos. We aren't anything special. We're just trying to bring awareness of there's a lot of people out there, and in her case obviously. And um thank you for that comment, but I'm not a general. I would say if anyone is, it would be Nana or the law enforcement or maybe TBI. I don't know. I'm kind of doubting TBI lately as far as their direction, but I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of people who deserve credit for looking for Summer. I really do, and I just hope that momentum, even after 4 years, doesn't stop. And maybe that's why I can't stop, like, deciding to, okay, this week let's revisit Summer's case, because I
mhm.
don't want it to die. I don't want people to stop talking about her. Just stop talking about her. Even if people are just talking about her case, then maybe it'll keep people thinking about it. It'll keep the pressure. I don't know, Nana. Do you think that the online stuff, at least, that do you think TBI even cares? Like, if nobody was
About,
talking about Summer, do you think they would be like, "Yeah, we don't have to try as hard"?
well, I've talked to DBI. Um, and again, I don't know if they're blowing smoke up my butt or what. But when I'm standing there talking to them eyeball to eyeball, they truly seem like they care.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, they really do. And what I'm excited about is Roddy Miller.
Yes.
If we can get him elected, because he said that he wants to have a brand new, somebody that's never seen Summer's case and start at the very beginning.
He actually said he would assign a fresh pair of eyes to the case if he got
Yes,
in office.
yes, yes,
Man,
yes.
you don't
He
think so?
absolutely.
You read people pretty well. You don't think he was just blowing smoke, right?
No, not Roddy. No, I think he is very. I'll take you to meet him sometime.
Yes,
I
100%.
will.
And if he's telling the truth, we will promote him up the yin yang.
Yep. And I put out flyers for him, and Crazy Bill helped me do that. And not flyers, but the post things in the ground, whatever they're
Yep,
called. I don't
the
know what
stake.
they're called.
Yeah,
Yes.
those stake signs. Yeah,
Hmm. And so he's really invested, and he couldn't believe all the things that we've done with the purple tents
yeah.
and the Christmas tree and Summer's Day and all that. He was blown away that we had done all that for 4.5 years.
I love that he is willing to talk to you, take your information, and actually take it seriously. Like everything that
Hmm.
you've looked into, everything you have. That's amazing.
Yep, he asked for all my notes, all of my information, so that he could prepare for when he gets elected. He would be ahead of the game.
Yep. Oh man, I
So
want to meet. I definitely want to meet him. That's
yeah,
amazing.
he's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
And some of my close friends have known him. I didn't know him, but actually, my husband's best friend has known him for 30 years. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, if he is serious and they dug in their heels and did did a full press court, how whatever they call it. I'm not into sports. Um, he could. I mean, they
Yeah,
could.
yep. And I mean, he really, I mean,
That's
he
so
took a
true.
hundred flyers. He took 100. He took, the stand that I have that I put by the Christmas tree.
Yep. Yes.
He took that stand, and it's in Churchill Police Department
Yep.
right
I
now.
saw that picture. That was the coolest thing. That was so
Yep,
cool. Yep.
yep.
Yeah, Vern, you're right. You're right. I've seen that too. Other cases, sometimes it's just a fresh pair of eyes. People what are it's called confirmation bias. Even investigators stay stuck in one path, and then you get a new pair of eyes, and all of a sudden, like a year or two later, they solve the case.
Hmm.
Just being willing to
Yep.
think differently or think of down a different path. I do hope that if they are willing to look at your notes, it may actually give them a new path they're willing to explore, and maybe past investigators dismissed it, and maybe
Yeah,
that will.
because they wouldn't take anything. I mean, it's like when, in my research, we have talked to people that have been named as Crazy Bill for one,
Yep.
um, and Brandon for one.
Yep.
They were named that they could possibly do something, and Cotton, and they didn't. They had information about that day, but the police had never talked to them.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, like for deeper interviews, asking more information, possibly
Hmm.
opening up new doors. I didn't realize they
Hmm.
hadn't fully interviewed those folks.
No, they've never talked to them, even till this day. They
That's
have never
wild.
talked to them.
I mean, I knew
Yeah,
Cotton because Cotton probably would have been interviewed, but he passed. So unfortunately,
right.
but these people, and unfortunately, that's the sad thing, Nana. A lot of people they should have interviewed. There are people now that aren't even alive, and they can't interview them anymore. Not just
Right.
Cotton, but others, and that's just so
Hmm.
unfortunate. What a missed
Hmm.
opportunity.
And I can't forget that Fred said that um, oh, what was Glenda's? They weren't married, but boyfriend's name that passed away.
Can't remember.
Okay. Anyway, Fred was saying that um he thought that he might have got had something to do with Summer because he was so invested in the case and was always, well, everybody locally's watching it.
Everybody, what?
So everybody's watching the case on TV and
Yes.
trying to learn.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh my God, he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think there was a lot of people that took things the wrong way. I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that a lot of them, the moment their name gets mentioned, they just get put under the magnifying glass as a potential
Hmm.
guilty person when they could have actually been a potential like a source of knowledge, not necessarily guilty. And yeah, so many more should have been interviewed. I wish they had been. The ones that
Hmm.
passed away especially.
Yeah, because they're gone now. So we can't.
Yeah, I think personally, and one of our first paths we took was Cotton because I believe Cotton knew so much. I think he was so close. He had heard information. I think he knew so much, and I just him passing was probably one of the worst things for the case. Him and others, not just him, but I don't know. Cotton Simpson, I think, was struggling. I think he was really struggling with what he knew, and then and then he passed. So it never went
Mhm.
anywhere. So sad.
Yeah, it's so sad. And I mean, and I think he knew a lot too. I think he knew a whole lot about that
Yep.
too.
Yep. And from his family, I heard he was not a bad, just like all the other locals we hear nasty things about. Nasty things are said about Cotton. And when I talked to his family, it's like he was not that type of person. He would never hurt a child. But he just like other people in the community, they run in the same circles and they hear the same
Hmm.
things and they have information and people don't talk normally.
Right.
If the right person talked to them and interviewed them, maybe it would have come out. Maybe her case would have been solved earlier. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I just saw Ellie's comment. Pete was his name.
Pete, thank you.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I couldn't think of his name. And Fred said that he saw Pete on the 15th. No, he didn't. Pete was in the hospital, and that's what Ziggy's mad at me about is because I've talked to people that have con- verified that what Fred said was incorrect.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Anytime you say anything disproving something Fred has said, you're gonna get under attack. Like you're
Yeah,
going to be attacked. No
yeah.
question. Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't know what happened this summer. Have no idea. But the way they have acted and all the lies that have been confirmed, it does make Fred seem more guilty.
Yeah. I mean, I had an uncle. I had an uncle who reminds me of Fred, believe it or not, in not in a bad way. He was an uncle who would come to our house every year. He would come from Connecticut. We lived in Maine, and he would come up to Maine and visit with the family. He'd sit in the living room and he would tell us kids stories. I found out years later, 100% of them were complete BS, but they were the coolest stories. They were fascinating. He claimed he found gold on a mountain somewhere, and he brought a piece of it with him. You know what it was, right?
Yeah.
You ever see Fool's Gold?
Yep. Yep.
He gave us a chunk of Fool's Gold. I'm looking at this like, whoa, you're a gold hunter. He's Fred reminds me of my uncle. He is a tall tale teller in the community. He likes to tell stories. He loves to be this guy who knows everyone and knows everything. And he'll just embellish things. And I don't really look at it as right now, I don't see it as he's an evil person or did anything wrong. I don't know, but he just likes to embellish things. Like when you and I'm not going to name them. A bunch of other people. We were on Light Hollow the other like a couple months ago, and we're going down the list of all the things he said that we know talking to locals are completely false. It was like one, two, three, four, five,
Mhm.
one
Mhm.
thing after another. I think one person said the only thing he told that was true in everything we could think of was his name, and that he
Yep.
was related to Paul Hill. Like he admitted that at least.
Yeah. I mean, and so I'm sorry that he embellishes or lies as bad as he does. But locals are saying that the information he's given is incorrect.
Right. I mean, it's not that we. It's you're not. That's not an attack. That's the thing. It's not an attack on Fred. You're just saying you're providing evidence in the form of a witness statement from a local, and sometimes it's the very local he's talking about. It's just not true. It's just not true. So
Yeah.
you're gonna attack the messenger for telling you something that he said isn't true with proof. To me that blows my mind. I don't know why people just go on the attack instead of being like, all right, well, that story wasn't true. But different folks, different strokes, as they say.
Yeah. True. So I don't know, but so I don't drink. Other than my Skittles That's it. And I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, Jen liked the package of Skittles that you gave her, by the way.
They're wonderful.
I can't touch them. I get randomly tested, so it was all
Right.
hers.
Hmm. Yeah, I love them. I think they're great. So
Takes the edge off.
yeah, it does. I think there should be Skittles at every workplace. When you go in, they give you two.
Everyone would be happier. They should definitely give
Yeah,
DMV employees Skittles for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fred said in his first interview, I can tell the truth and no one would believe me, but I could make up the biggest lies ever and people won't believe me. That was the best self reflection I've ever heard, Ellie. That's funny. Wow. Man. Okay. Well, I am probably going to dive into the mapping now, even though we're an hour in. I think everyone came here to kind of look at the cases. So, anything else before I start doing that?
No, I love Summer. I'm going to fight for her, and I'm going to keep hanging up fires.
Thank you for everything you do, Nana, so much.
Oh,
I'm sorry you
my
get
pleasure.
attacked, but you know what? Screw them.
Yeah, and they said that I sound like Miss Kathy,
I haven't heard
and
Miss Kathy.
I probably do. We're from the same area.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. To them, everyone with a southern accent sounds the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, well, I don't know how to get off of here, so you'll have to kick me.
Okay, I will remove you, and then you just hit the little red button on the bottom that says "Leave Studio." Oh wow, I'm sorry, everyone. I really want to talk to Nana because it's been tough. It's been a tough year. It's been a lot, and that being on Light Hollow that day and going through with other locals who were there, going through that list of things that were said online that were not true was horrible. I am up. Like I'm up, you guys. I'm planning on it's Friday night. I got a late night. I got a map that I want to dive into. Are you all on board? You want to have a nice long live tonight and start digging into local missing persons cases? I'm hoping for your help because I'm planning a video and I'm looking for patterns. And so I started a map. I started a color coded map. I want to talk through local missing persons cases and put them on the map and then color code them. And I'm looking for patterns. Bring it on. I like that. Let's do it. I really want to do this tonight. I'm sorry we took like an hour, but I really wanted to talk to Nana. I wanted to discuss the things that have been said and stand up for her. She deserves it. And if you guys see anywhere people attacking Nana, I beg you, I implore you, um, stand up for her because she is. I will vouch for her above anyone else, and she has not done anything wrong. She's trying to do the best thing for Summer. She's so focused on Summer more than anyone I've ever met, more than us. You know what I mean? Like she's dedicated, and she doesn't post videos. She has no other things she does. She's 100% Summer's case. So, okay, cool. Thank you guys for being here. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to get into the map now. And I don't know where I'm headed with this. I have a feeling about it, about these cases here. And what I want to show you is why I do this. I'm very much, yeah, Layla, unfortunately, Layla's still missing. So is Holland. Um, I don't know. I can ask her. She ordered 500 flyers and I think she gave a bunch of them away. But she may be able to give advice or tips on how to get flyers made easily and cheaply because she was able to get 500. I think she did order them though, so I don't know. I don't know how much it cost. Yes, we all stand behind Nana for sure. All right, let me. Um, I am very visual, you guys, when I do research, and when I've started looking. One of the first things I did years ago, you guys all, if you followed me a long time and you know you watched my what Ryan used to do video, and you know I was into debunking conspiracy theories, and I was very much into weird mysteries and researching just wild stuff. And one of the things I was very much into was debunking UFO sightings, as being UFO sightings was a huge thing of mine. And I couldn't stand people claiming that these lights in the sky were aliens. So I was always looking for other causes. And I'm getting to missing persons cases. Don't worry. I'm just giving you my logic, why I look at maps and patterns. Simplest answer is Occam. Yes, Occam's razor, right? And a lot of people don't look at Occam's razor. They look at some crazy theory around whatever they're looking at. For me, here's an example of something that I looked into before that I found really interesting. This map that I'm going to share with you is all of the NUFORC. NUFORC is the National UFO Reporting Center. Sorry, I shared the wrong screen, I think. Still trying to get good at this YouTube thing. Share. Stop screen. Share. And this is a really cool map too. Okay, UFO sightings. This is National UFO Reporting Center. I did awesome. Thank you, Nana. So anybody who's interested, find Nana on Facebook, message her. She can help you getting packets for summer Wells flyers, especially if you're anywhere. Actually, anywhere. I'm just going to say here, she's got it pretty well covered, but anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, if you want to put up Summer Wells flyers, she can hook you up with where to get them. So, what's interesting to me is this is a huge database. I mean, you guys look at all these data points for these are UFO sightings, right, in the U.S. from 1980s to like current day. And one of the things that I started doing to debunk what they were was looking for patterns. And one of the first things you'll see, this is just an example, I'm using this approach with missing persons cases now, or at least that's what I'm trying to tonight with your help. But the first thing you'll see if you look for patterns is where are the most populated centers of the United States? More people, more sightings, right? So you got East Coast, you got West Coast. And you'll notice all of the cities, go to the clusters and you've got a city, Minneapolis, more people, more sightings. East Coast, tons of cities, more sightings. So there's a pattern, and it's not an unexpected pattern, it's a pattern. But one of the things that I caught years ago when I was doing this research was military Air Force bases. So Ohio, for example, if I could find Ohio on here, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, a lot of these clusters are very close to military, usually Air Force air bases, which is a pattern that helped me draw sort of a, okay, now there's a pattern that explains possibly elevated sightings are related to military bases. Maybe they're advanced flights of with lights off and weird craft that they're testing, drone testing. Stealth aircraft created the highest number of UFO sightings ever in like the 1950s and 60s. It was when the military was first experimenting with stealth aircraft. And so there were patterns. And now today we know they were stealth aircrafts. So I realized, you know what? Map patterns can tell you something. And they can tell you something maybe even about missing persons cases, where they occur, the circumstances of how they occur, and the frequency that they occur. And so I decided, and this is going to be an upcoming video. The reason I wanted you all's help is because you all are into missing persons cases, true crime. I've got a map that I started building and classifying that I need your help with. And so I want to make sure I've got East Tennessee covered at least. East Tennessee being from Knoxville to Bristol and maybe down to I don't know if all the way down to Asheville. Yeah, well, yeah, all of East Tennessee. And so let me show you what the map I've got started right now looks like. East Tennessee missing. This is a My Maps on Google. And so I've got currently, I've classified. So there's Knoxville. I'm going to zoom out. Okay. And we've got Blunt City, Bristol up there, Asheville down there, Kingsport, Knoxville. I've got a red cluster. The red cluster are the people who disappeared off the face of the planet. No clue. Yeah, I mean, I've got, you'll see here, I've got Summer Wells, right? Where's Summer Wells? Right here, I think. Summer Wells disappeared off the face of the planet. No explanation. I've got Ralph Nelson. I've got Brittany Tooker in Greenville. Teresa McMullen, crazy story, down in Cosby, a house fire, and then she mysteriously disappeared. Those red are cases where no one has any idea why the hell the person disappeared off the face of the planet. Then we've got the urban hub, yellow, which are high profile, high risk cases that kind of you think usually like drugs, things, risk that comes from urban centers. So in this case, I've got Joshua Gregory. I intentionally left off. I intentionally left off Holland Snap and Layla Santinello because I want to show you how I'm adding them. But so urban centers, cases like that, teenagers missing because they're into drugs. You can see the cases we have from in Knoxville and Kingsport, Rachel Hall, Kingsport. I've got Christopher Lawrence. And then I've got this other one called, I call them the outliers, which are, there's kind of an explanation, but they're not near an urban center. Professor Ryan. Do I really come across that way? Yes, please. You've got homework now. I need your help. And so these are not in an urban center, kind of have an explanation. All right. So this is one I've actually started following recently of William Harrell. I think he's the one. Wait, is that the one that he was seen with his no shoes on? Yeah, near a church. So no shoes on, and he was acting weird. He was an elderly man. I think that's the right case. So that implies potential mental health issues, potential crisis. That's not disappeared off the face of the planet. There's potentially a reason, and it's not an urban center. So blue for potential explanation, yellow for urban crisis, drug related, teenagers, it's an urban center. And then you've got the red. I'm very interested in the red. Those are no explanation. And so when I add a case, all I have to do is look up Layla Santinello would be AmeriCorps, for example. So I want to plot her AmeriCorps hotel in Kingsport. And I'm going to put her, I'm going to add it to the map. I'm going to edit and call that Layla Santinello. AmeriCorps, Kingsport. And that's it. And then what I'm going to do is color it according to her case. Her case. That could be a pattern. We'll look at that. Actually, that's a really good one. And that may be the direction I go in the video. I don't know. Maybe. Well, let's take a closer look. This one, Layla, I'm going to put her in the urban because it's drug related and it's an urban area, Kingsport. So it's as easy as that. That's adding new cases. So, oh, you guys are awesome. You're already starting. Awesome. So let me put Holland too, because Holland was. Do you guys remember the street Holland was? I know it was Lynn Garden. I can't remember the street though. Holland Snap last seen Belridge Drive. All right, so I'm going to add Belridge Drive, Kingsport, add to map. Holland Snap Belridge Drive. And she belongs also, unfortunately, in the urban center. Layla. Because it was drug related and in an urban center. So let's change the color. Yellow. Okay, you guys have some already. We've got Hayden Miles. Hayden Miles, Riquito, 14, Clarksville, Tennessee. 125 pounds, strawberry blonde hair. All right. Do we have any information on Caden as far as circumstances? You know what? Instead of sharing the map, I'm going to share my whole window so you can see the research too. So let's go to window. I think this will work, and then you guys can see me switch. Yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah, have a good night, Vern. Caden Miles. Riquito. Last scene. Okay, Clarksville. You know what's the hardest thing about these cases is they show so much little information. You know what I mean? Like about the circumstances, you really have to dig. Sometimes Web Sleuths is really good at showing the information, details, but see, they've got nothing about the circumstances, which is so annoying. Does anyone know anything more about Caden? Last seen on February 4th, 2026, approximately 3 p.m. at his residence. Okay, so Sunrise Drive, we've got that. Let's check Web Sleuths. Caden Miles. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try something, you guys. I am starting to get all into AI. I got to tell you guys this. This was crazy. In the Van Hill research that I did about 4 hours of phone calls. And I did 3 months of text messages, and I didn't want to have to go through all. Thank you, Miss Meaner. Although I may be able to get some help on getting more information on these cases. Yeah, so 4 months, 3 months of text messages, 3 hours of phone calls, and I did not want to go through that all myself. So I bought a subscription to Google Gemini Pro, which is Google's AI agent. And I asked it, if I give you 3 hours of phone calls and 4 months of text messages, can you pull all the factual information out of that, draw correlations, look for contradictions, and give me a summary of the most important points? And it's like, yeah, go ahead. I never knew it could do that. Like, that's wild. You think about it, it has to transcribe a phone call, pull information out, and then analyze the information. So I didn't believe it. And I did it. And Google Gemini took about 3 days of effort on my part. It did it in like 5 minutes. And I got a full summary, analysis, contradictions, correlations. It was wild. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you guys, I never thought AI would be at this level, but it is able to do an analysis at a level that I blew my mind, and it just boosts my ability to research. And so I'm going to test it today. I'm going to ask it, what were the circumstances around Caden Miles Regito? And now Google Gemini is my friend. And I've already advised Google Gemini I'm going to do this. And I said, don't share any other information we've been researching, please, because I don't want to like open everything up we've been researching, right? So add to stage. I've got my friend Google Gemini. I said, please, I'm going to show you my live tonight. Be careful what you share. And it's like, okay, no problem. Fresh slate. I'm not going to reference our past research, although my menu's open there. You guys will be able to get a peek into that. I'm sure plenty of people will. All right. So, Google Gemini, can you please give me the case details for how went missing. It gave me actually the NamUs. It researched NamUs and it gave me the whole list of the initial NamUs missing persons cases that I was able to start with. So it saved time. According to Clarksville, here are the details. Okay, runaway juvenile. I don't know if it's assuming runaway. Sometimes you have to be careful with AI. So authorities are actively seeking information whereabouts. There's very little information. So I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to go to web sleuths. And if we can't get it from web sleuths, then we're going to have to give up on that case and just call it a potential runaway. Caden Riquito. Nope. It's one of those cases that doesn't get a whole lot of coverage, unfortunately. So we're going to classify that one as a potential runaway. What was the address that you gave me? Real Rockin' Robin. 300 p.m. at Sunrise Drive in Clarksville. Sunrise Drive in Clarksville. Sunrise Drive. Clarksville. That's add to map. And then I'm going to make that a is it urban? Hold on, let's take a close look at this. Clarksville on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. Is Clarksville highly populated, you guys? Sorry if that's a stupid question, but yeah, I agree. It's so annoying. Oh, his mother did say he was a runaway. So that helps. That means it's an at-risk case. I'm going to call it a yellow because that means, well, it could be blue if it's not an urban center because it's a known cause. I don't know if Clarksville has a lot of population. So if you're from Clarksville, please don't laugh at me. I apologize. I should know more about that. 180,000. Okay, I will call that a urban center. Sounds good to me. That's an urban center. We're going to call that a yellow case. Okay, is that? Oh, it's a little outside of our East Tennessee range. That's okay. Okay, though. Try to make the cases if you can Knoxville or East, because I'm trying to focus on east of Knoxville. One of you had another case though that was really a good one. Caden, Carly Trent, come up missing from 110 Ben Hill. Carly Trent was the little girl that was found, though. I thought, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be existing missing persons cases. Although, no, I take that back. Should I include cases that have been solved? Cases that have been solved. That might actually give some insight. Carly Trent, let's go ahead and add her because it is a case, even though it's been solved. And it's part of the pattern, right? So Carly Trent was also in. She wasn't 110. That's Summer. Carly Trent was. Last scene. It's just a Hawkins County. Do any of you know where Carly Trent got abducted? Yeah, I agree. Where did Carly Trent disappear from? Taken from her school in Rogersville by Gary. That's because they already know that. Oh, under false pretenses. Do you guys know if when they first came out with Carly Trent's announcement, if they said that though? See, a lot of these reports are after the case was solved, and I'm trying to find where she disappeared from. Her school, okay, Rogersville. I'm going to call it Rogersville Elementary School. Hawkins County Elementary School. Yeah, that works. Add that to the map. Carly Trent, Rogersville Elementary. And the question is, how do we classify that one? So let's think. Did they know that her uncle picked her up, you guys, when she disappeared? Any of you followed the case from the beginning, Carly's case? Or was it an unknown? She was at her school and then she disappeared? Because if it's an unknown, she's a red. If it's a known reason, potential reason, then it's a blue. Yeah, exactly. Oh, good point. Solve cases, different color. Yeah, let's give it a purple. Solve cases are purple. I like that. Okay, that's good. We actually have a lot more. Kingsport. All right. Oh, does she? That was a wild case. I read up on it when I was a little bit after I started on Summers case. I came across an article on Carly Trent. Like, man, the way they found her out in the woods like that, the way they just, that was a true rescue mission. That was just the most amazing, amazing thing. How she was discovered. Thank God she was found. Those were heroes. All right, we got another one. Chase Whitehead, missing from Knoxville, Tennessee, on foot. Okay, Chase Whitehead. And do you know, was it completely unknown reason? Come on, Gemini, save us. What are the circumstances around the Chase Whitehead missing persons case? It was pretty good before at helping me find more details. Based on public records, missing juvenile. Wait, that's recent? That's December 12th. Holy cow. 17 years old in Knoxville. Last seen leaving his residence on foot heading towards Sutherland Avenue. He was wearing a gray hoodie, white sweatshirt, dark jeans, camo shoes. Leaving residence on foot. That sounds like a mysterious out of the blue. Oh, Knoxville is urban. Thank you, Joyce. That's a good point. Thank you. Thank you. So that would be urban. That's an interesting case. Man, I'm going to end up having case overload after this because that's a fascinating one. Just 17 years old always makes me think runaway, though. Okay, address Sutherland Ave in Knoxville. Yep, I'm going to make that urban. Chase Whitehead. I got to tell you, I think there's so many Knoxville too, unfortunately. If you look at the Tennessee missing, yeah, I know. You know what? And the other thing about Knoxville homeless population is this case over here that we recently got interested in, Ralph Nelson. I honestly believe, man, at the end of that whole, once we started researching that case and learning the circumstances, he left everything in his apartment. He told his roommate, I don't need any of my stuff. Almost like he's just giving up on life. But I don't think he was suicidal. Can I say that? I really think that he just disappeared. And oh, Dennis, that's right. And I think he's in the Knoxville. I think he's in the Knoxville homeless population. To be honest, I think he went down the interstate to Knoxville and he's living over there to get away because he had so many financial issues and other stuff. So the homeless population, I think, holds a lot of answers in some of these cases. That's Dennis Martin is a complete mystery for sure. That's an insane case. That was Cades Cove, right? That was the reddest of the red, honestly. Gosh. That case just drives me up the wall. They should have found him. Can't believe he just disappeared like that with so many searchers. Have you guys seen the Lost in Maine movie? Martin. Lost on a Mountain in Maine or something like that. It was a book we had to read when I was a kid. It reminded me so much of the Dennis Martin case, except Dennis wasn't found. I'm gonna put Cades Cove. Oh wait, and that's another red one. I like having red ones. I mean, that sounded wrong. I don't like having red ones. They're the worst cases because they're complete mysteries. But um, that's the southern border of East Tennessee. But I think that's a valid one because that's East Tennessee. I think technically, Smoky Mountains. Oh, Dennis Martin. I've got a whole video on Dennis. It was like what 30 years ago or something. Yep, he was playing with his siblings out by Cades Cove. His dad, his uncle, I think were two. They got distracted. They were sitting nearby. It's Spence Field. Thank you. Yes, which I think is near Cades Cove. And then all of a sudden, like all the other kids came back, and Dennis never showed up. They were playing like hide and seek or some games in the woods, and all of a sudden, Dennis is like nowhere to be found. 1969. The FBI has a whole case file on him that I covered in another video way back. If you search my channel for Dennis Martin, you'll see it. It's kind of boring, unfortunately, because I wasn't really good at videos. So I was reading the FBI case notes, but still I covered the case. I would do it differently these days. That's not red, is it? I'm not colorblind, but that's not red. What's wrong with me? Yeah, that is a wild case. That is a wild case. I want to, man. There's even like psychic involved. There was a psychic involved in that case too. um, yeah. So I've got Holland. I've got. Okay, let's go to Gemini and say, "Hey Gemini, could you please scour Namus? Is that how it's spelled? Namus for every single missing persons case from 1980 to 2026 east of in East Tennessee." We'll see how good it is. That'll blow my mind if it can actually give the entire list. I know it's a massive undertaking. You're AI. Come on now. Okay. Well, obviously Summer Wells. Daniel, I've got that one. I've got that one. Okay. That's all I had to do, you guys. Case volume. There are over 600 missing persons currently reported in East Tennessee. Are you kidding me? Let's check this out. Did it actually give me the 600? I'm gonna import all 600, you guys. Oh, come on. It didn't give me 600. It gave me the 5 listed. How can I export all 600 cases? I have an account. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh, you can do that? I can't do East Tennessee though. Okay. I am going to do some work, you guys. It looks like I can export all 600 cases. So I'm going to probably do that. I'm going to export all 600 East Tennessee missing persons cases from NamUs using these instructions. That's awesome. And then we'll see what pattern comes out of it. I'm going to have to classify 600. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe AI will help me classify all of them. But yeah, instead of going through every single individual one, I am going to do this and not bore you guys with that. So I'm going to have a map by the end of it. By the end of the weekend, I'm going to have a map of all 600 cases, color classified. Yes, exactly. What I'm trying to do, I'm looking for the reds. My main interest is looking for the unexplainable, not the runaways, not the drugs, not the elderly who probably had accidentally had a medical emergency and walked into a pond. I want the ones who disappeared off the face of the planet because I have a running theory for a lot of these cases, the red ones in particular, and I want to see if the pattern shows up on the map. And I don't know if it will, but I'm going to map them and see what happens, just to see what happens. So I'm going to change course here. I want to see what's happening on YouTube right now. Because there was some drama earlier, and I want to see if it's still going on. If not, then I'm gonna drop it. But yeah, it's not still going on. Good. I'll give you another quick glimpse at the map because I think you guys will get where I'm headed. Probably. If I just show you the red cases, this will give you a little insight into where I'm headed. I think because I have a suspicion, but you'll notice a little bit of a heads up or a peek into what I'm thinking is if you look at this, is there a pattern? That would be cool. I just love research, and a lot of this patterns really help with missing persons. And I see a pattern here. I don't know if you guys do. The beginning of the red, the unexplained, completely just off the face of the planet. That looks like something interesting to me. Gonna try to gather out of the 600. I think I can get. I think I can prove this if it plays out and there's not a bunch of weird outliers. But I really think there's a pattern here, and I want to continue down this path. And that'll be probably not the next video. The next video is going to be the Van Hill video. That's a huge one. If I get approval tonight, hopefully they've watched it and they're going to approve me releasing it. That'll be probably the next one on Monday. Moving north. Yeah. It does kind of. There's a path, right? There's a path. And I only have 5 data points. That's the problem. And I need more. I need more data points. But the reason I separate out the urban and the and Summer is part of the pattern. She's absolutely part of I think, yeah. So Summer is part of the pattern. She's right there, right? She's not an outlier because she has no known reason. and she's not in an urban center. She's a off the face of the planet. There's a Ralph Nelson off the face of the planet. Greenville, that case, Brittany Tooker, Teresa McMullen, no explanation for the disappearance. And then you've got Dennis Martin. Dennis Martin lines up in a way, I guess. I never even thought of Dennis Martin, although that's interesting. Yeah, we just added Dennis Martin tonight. So yeah, you guys are kind of going where I'm headed, and I don't know if it's just one too. I don't know if it's just one interstate. I don't know if it's just one interstate, but I feel like it's starting to show a pattern, and my sample size is so small that I just even this sample size showing this pattern is surprising me, and I want to add a huge sample. Hopefully I can. Age group doesn't seem to be the case because Ralph is much older, although a lot of them are younger. She was not young. I think Teresa was middle-aged. There was a weird fire though, so yeah, it's a huge range. But it's going to be really interesting to see with a number of data points if it plays out. So that'll be not the next video, just for you guys that are here. I think Saturday, tomorrow, I've got something really different. Tina, I think her name was, a viewer asked me, hey, I'm planning a Maine vacation. I know you're from Maine. Do you have any tips? And I started writing her this really long, like, Facebook message of all of the tips of all the places in southern Maine that I think she should check out, because it's like secret beaches and the coolest shops that we went to when we were living in southern Maine. And I'm like, what am I doing? There's probably a ton of people out there who would love to know tips about going to southern Maine. So I'm like, I'm just going to make a quick video. And I made a video that's going to go up tomorrow on like insider secrets. So if any of you are thinking of going to Maine, I lived there from when I was born to when I was like 30 something years old. I spent like a decade in southern Maine. I know everything about every part of Maine. And I'm like, I'm just going to share my knowledge of anybody going to Maine, best place to stay, secret beaches where you avoid all the crazy crowds, and the best shops, like the best restaurants. And the White Mountains. I covered the White Mountains, some of the best hiking trails. And I put that's going to go up Saturday. It's very different than our usual content, but it's also adventure, and that is within our content. That's the type of stuff we cover. So that's going to be Saturday, but then I'm getting back to Summer Wells Monday. I think Monday is going to be, oh, bless you. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Thank you. I will check that out. WBIR, The Vanished. Okay. I'll make a note of that. Oh, Sebastian. Wait, Sebastian's Nashville. It's not quite East Tennessee. Although the pattern may still follow. Let's check this out. Kind of, I guess. Thing is, if I cover Nashville, so this would be this area would be Sebastian. He's Hendersonville, so it's right there. If it plays out, I'm going to do East Tennessee. I'm going to try to find that pattern. I'm going to try to prove that pattern. If I prove it, then I may extend my theory and bring in more cases through all of Tennessee and expand out to Nashville and see if it follows that pattern. But I mean, I don't know, to my opinion, it's like blatantly showing up. Like I think Lou Rock and Robin kind of called it out a while ago, and I don't want to give away what my theory is until I get more data, but it's even this small set is kind of playing out. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. I will say, you guys, like, if you look at this, isn't it weird that when the more rural places, like all these dark green, far out here, you don't have a whole ton of cases. You don't have a whole ton. Maybe it's the urban. I mean, maybe it is closer to these cases. Like Summer, even though she's remote and unexplained, it is still close enough to Kingsport that you could say, well, drugs and crime still are impacted by being close to an urban center, but there's no explanation for her case, and that's what I'm mapping. So it's just weird. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. That'll be let's see. I'm going to be doing so Saturday is the Maine review. Any of you planning a vacation to Maine, which you should, by the way, because it's the best place ever to vacation. The best seafood on the planet, best lobsters. I am also on Monday. Monday is going to be the release of probably the biggest video, in my opinion, I think we've ever done on the Summerall's case. And I'm hoping that the people I've been talking to approve it and let me publish it, because it's going to provide a ton of answers that I think the community needs. I'm shooting for Monday. If it doesn't show up Monday, it's going to show up next week. I'll have to edit, maybe remove some statements made. And then I'm going to be covering this one. I think by later next week, I should have a handle on this theory I'm working on, this pattern. I don't know if it'll play out, but I think with 600 data points, if AI is right and I can really import all of those and classify them, that'll be a really interesting video. So that'll be later next week too. Yep. That is kind of, I think that's the direction. I really think that's the direction. So far, I might hit some weird outlier statistically that just disproves what I'm saying, but yeah, only in the summer. Don't go to Maine in the winter. That's the reason I moved away from Maine. Summer, it's heaven. Summer in Maine is heaven. I absolutely always loved summer in Maine. Yep, I'm hoping it gets approved. I haven't checked my messages. I sent him the link, private link, so he's reviewing it now. And if it gets approved, it's going to come out. I can't wait, you guys. I just can't wait for that to come out. I want the community to have answers. Everyone's been waiting so long to hear stuff, and I think we have a lot of answers that will put it to rest. 411 missing. I don't know. Let me hold on a second. I have to look around my my microphone. I don't know. Those are, you're talking about the David Paulides classification of missing persons. That's the that's what I think of when I think of 411 missing persons. There was like, he classified it as, yeah. I haven't looked into that actually. Is that like the in the woods they disappear because of potentially creatures and like, yeah, Dennis Martin, he considers a 411 case. I that is interesting. I might actually add another classification for 411 cases. I didn't think of that, just because I don't lean that way toward the, like, the weird creatures in the woods, or the what do they call them? The wilderness man, the wild man theory. It's a theory though. Maybe I should have a classification for those missing persons. Yeah, cryptids and stuff. I that topic interests me. I this summer actually am thinking of doing. I want to go to so I saw a YouTuber that went to this place out in the middle of nowhere, and he said he heard Bigfoot steps around him. He on his video, I feel like he was faking the video, but you could hear the footsteps following him. 411 case means people who have disappeared in an area that has a high volume of cryptid, wild man type of activity, and they've disappeared. And the theory is that they were taken, by cryptids or wild men kind of thing, which I don't I do not believe, but I'm keeping an open mind, and maybe that's a classification, but it would have to be there would have to be something about the case that would imply that would be a cause. Dennis Martin is the only one that I would say, okay, maybe classify it as that, because he was never found, and it was a really wild area where there were legends of things like that, wild men type. But yeah, David Paulades. Okay, that's what we got going on right now. We're so busy, and I got to check my messages. If that gets approved, I've got a quick fix on the video tonight, and I'm just going to schedule it immediately for Monday. So you all will see the next Summer Walls video, and I'm praying that goes up. I really hope he approves it. Glenn keeps admitting he's a wild man, Bigfoot. Every time we're out there, he says, he wants to go to Bigfoot land. He actually said he knows exactly where we need to go to find Bigfoot. So I think it's because he's related to them, so he knows exactly where they are. He's a big guy. He is kind of a Bigfoot, actually. He's like 3 feet higher than me, practically. Hey, Paper Songs. It was half of the live was talking to Nana, which was amazing. Definitely watched that. Did a little bit of research, and I think I'm about to head off. Like I said, I've got to check my messages, schedule out those videos for Monday. The video for Monday. I'm hoping I could publish it. Please cross your fingers. It's gonna be huge. Oh, Bigfoot's here. It's nice spending time with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I usually like to have like a agenda of things I want to go through. Tonight was sort of a willy-nilly, do some research together, hang out a little bit. It's always nice. I never feel like it until I do it. And then talking to you guys, it always reinvigorates me, gives me energy, gets me motivated for the next thing we've got to do. And can't search right now because it's so cold. So it's like a matter of digging in on the research and keep moving forward and trying to get answers. So I'm going to call it quits tonight. You guys are all. I do. I love conspiracies. It's my weakness. And I sometimes just want to go to a place where there's rumors of weird things in the woods. I want to debunk it, but I always have in the back of my head, like, am I going to get creeped out because I actually see something or experience something? But I want to do it so bad. So maybe we'll have a video like that this summer. I think it would be a blast. I will. I'll tell her hi. So yeah, have a great night, everyone. Look forward to those videos. We've got a lot in the pipeline right now. It's just a matter of getting them through, getting them approved, getting them scheduled. Next week's going to be amazing. We're probably going to do a live covering that next video because it's a lot and it's huge. And I think it's going to, I don't know, it's a bomb, you guys. It's like several bombs in it. And we've got to talk afterwards. So once you watch that video next week, if it goes live, we'll have a live after that video to discuss all the details. We'll talk through it. If it changes any of your theories, we'll work through it together as a community, as a tribe. Looking forward to that. I think it's going to change how people feel about the case or the direction of the case. It's going to be huge. I can't wait. Hopefully it happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Love you all. Thank you so much for being with me tonight during this live, and we'll see what comes next. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Have a fantastic night. Have a good weekend too. See you later.